Home. I'm Wizard John, a psychic healer and reader at Merlin's Wizards, LLC in Meriden, Connecticut, USA. I'm here to present a psychic's view into the causes of stuttering, stammering, and introduction. Stuttering, stammering, or non-fluent speech can be one of the most bewildering, embarrassing, and fearful illnesses or issues that any person can have. For some stutterers, usually before adulthood, have spontaneous recoveries from stuttering. The best that stutterers have been able to hope for is proactive fluency shaping of every word that he utters. No cure has ever been available. This presentation will present the causes and other details of stuttering from a psychic viewpoint. We'll also explain how stutterers, especially adult stutterers, can be cured. B. My personal history of stuttering. I first realized myself stuttering awfully bad while I was in second grade at elementary school. However, when I now look back psychically, I always stuttered, even while I was in kindergarten. After the episode that I had in second grade, I was placed in a weekly speech class where I never improved at all. I was spared of speech therapy from 8th grade through 11th grade, mainly because I was doing extremely well in school and I never made any progress with speech therapy. However, when I was in my final year of high school, my guidance counselor set me up one of the best speech therapists available in the entire USA. Dr. Charles W. Starkweather, professor at Hunter College in Manhattan, New York, took my case. He wrote a couple of books about stuttering, including a textbook used in training speech therapists. I was one of the worst stutterers that Dr. Starkweather had ever heard and seen. Dr. Starkweather and some of his graduate students gave me speech modification therapy once a week during the school year for 3 years until Dr. Starkweather moved to Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. During that time, I learned how to pull out of stuttering blocks. It sometimes lasted several minutes. Although it seemed like very little progress at the time, the pull-out technique was a real life changer for me later on because I never would have been able to hold on to a professional job without being able to pull out of blocks and say whatever I needed to say to do my job. So I stuttered and pulled out serious blocks throughout college and over 27 years of my professional career in the information technology field. Everybody I ever worked with during that time knew that I was a stutterer. See, causes. Speech pathologists and therapists have never been able to cure stuttering because most of the causes of stuttering are the spiritual world or dimension and are not accessible by scientific methods. From a psychic's view, a stuttering problem is caused by any combination of 4 factors, including the throat chakra, curse, karma, knot, and habit. I'll explain each of these. The throat chakra. There are 7 major throat chakras or spiritual energy centers in the human body. Over 100 books have been written about chakras. Most major bookstores have some of them in stock. And I seriously began to work on my chakras in 2006 and noticed dramatic improvements with my stuttering. The throat chakra is in the vicinity of the voice box and can affect speech. The degrees of opening and clarity of the throat chakra can directly influence the amount of stuttering. However, the throat chakra is only an intermediate part of all of the physical and energetic structures that control speech and stuttering. So by fixing the throat chakra, only temporary relief can be attained. Stuttering eventually comes back, so there are deeper roots that affect the throat chakra and cause stuttering. E. Curse. When I attended a Vortex Healing basic workshop class, the founder and instructor, Rick Wyman, told the class that he met a stutterer whose stuttering was due to a curse. They always believed in curses, and history is filled with them. Curses are well known in many cultures. The word curse can be found all over ancient literature, including the Holy Bible. Now, knowing a lot about psychic healing, I'm absolutely certain that curses exist. Fortunately, the vast majority of curses are not strong enough to cause any serious harm. However, a strong and powerful curse can be the direct cause of a person's stuttering problem. F. Karma knots. Rick Wyman since psychically scanned me and told me that my stuttering was not due to a curse, but that I had a karma knot associated with my stuttering. So karma can be another direct cause of stuttering. In regards to karma, there's a universal law of karma that is well known in Eastern religions, including Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, and Taoism. Good karma is good deeds and thoughts. Bad karma is bad deeds and thoughts. In the end, bad karma has to be worked off for balance good karma. On rare occasions, bad karma has also been forgiven by divine grace. Karma knots are energetic structures that are imprinted in our karmic bodies at the time of birth. They contain all of the bad karma from past lives that influence our current and future lives. When my karma knot associated with stuttering was released, I experienced near permanent relief from stuttering. At that point, the degree of my stuttering was reduced in total by about 95%. There's still something else left in my body that was causing me to stutter. G. Habit. Whenever a person does something repetitively, including stutter, can eventually become a habit. In psychological terminology, a habit is an assigned, acquired pattern of behavior, resulting in automatic behavior. In psychic terminology, the issue of stuttering exists in various realms or areas of consciousness. Habits, including stuttering, can also become extremely bad and difficult to break when carried from childhood into adulthood. To be fully cured of stuttering, the issue of stuttering must also be released and cleared. H. Curing stuttering. By opening and clearing the throat chakra, removing any curse, karma knot, and habit, stuttering should cease, or at least happen only infrequently. rather than happening all or most of the time. Notes 1. I was taught that most normal people do stutter, although only on very rare occasions. 2. After being cleared, it may be helpful to develop new habits. For example, the person can read aloud for a few minutes daily or whenever possible. By closing comments, as a psychic healer, I can try to do all of the above things for other stutterers, including A. Release and clear any curse. B. Release and clear any karma knot. C. Open and clear the throat chakra. You train a person on how to work with his throat chakra. D. Release and clear the issue of stuttering in all realms. I have the psychic tools that are necessary to do all of these things. For further information, contact Merlin's Wizards. You can reach them by calling 203-440-9995. You can also visit their website at http://www.merlinswards.com. You can also reach me by email at wizard1, the number 1, at merlinswizards.com, or you can mail me at Merlin's Wizards, LLC, 61 West Main Street in Meriden, Connecticut, zip code 06451, USA.